This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Cobra Resources has completed its bench scale in-situ recovery study for the rare earth elements at its Bowland project in South Australia. The study confirming ISR as a viable mining method, achieving recoveries of total rare earth oxide of 56%. That's up from 50% off the last test there. Magnet rare earth oxides at 57%. That's up from 48% last time. And heavy rare earths at 50%. Up from 43. So this is what we were talking about last time, wasn't it? Rupert, the CEO of Cobra Resources, is joining us now. Really optimizing those tests and changing the pH, which is what I believe you've done now. And you've got the results you were hoping for, really, improvements in all recoveries.
Look, Mark, this is just a continuation of the results that we announced previously. We actually haven't optimized this test yet. But look, I think if you put it in context of what we hoped to achieve when we set out with what we believed this opportunity represented, if we landed between 50 and 60% of recoveries from a sample that exceeded our expectation in terms of grade and heavy rare earth quantities, this is a fantastic result. And the fact that we've done it with low impurities and very low acid consumptions, which the critical drivers that really make the economics of a rare earth project is fantastic. So we're really excited about them.
Good. So this is just a continuation, as you say. So further optimization is ongoing even now.
Yeah, look, so what we've done in parallel with this bench scale study is we've looked at optimizing the conditions of the lixiviant, and if we increase the acidity of that lixiviant, what we find is we're increasing those recoveries from 50, 60% up to 80% of some of our high value heavies, and we're not compromising on what are the cost drivers, acid consumption and impurity levels. So levels of alumina and iron, generally what you see with most rare earth projects is those levels increase in the solution. You leach them with your rare earths, and that increases the cost of the purification process. But as we've announced, that we're not seeing that when we drop our acidity down to pH 2. So we see that there's further optimality to be able to increase these recoveries through the ISR process. And we're very excited about the next steps that we're working through, where we're optimizing our flow sheet and addressing the impurity removal process. And we expect to have produced a maiden mixed rare earth carbonate in the coming weeks.
Right, okay. So you're able to actually announce that to market that you've produced a mixed rare earth carbonate. And this is
not yet. We're working to it at the moment, mate. So we're sort of 3 to 4 or 5 weeks away from it.
Right, yeah, okay. That's good. That'll be a good milestone moment for the company. Is this part of the transition from the bench scale as well to field tests that you wanted to get into?
Yeah, well, look, what we've done initially, Mark, is we've produced a pregnant liquor solution through this test work. So now we'll work through the steps to get that into a saleable product. And this will all then build into a process of taking this from the bench scale into a field replication. We have some steps we need to do first, one being a permeability test in the field, which is called a tracer study. It's a very low-cost test that gives us plenty of high-value information that will enable us to put the assumptions that we've achieved in the bench scale and apply them in a field sense. And that's important for us to be able to make economic assumptions for the recovery of rare earths through in-situ recovery.
Good. I just want to bring up a slide here that was, I think, part of an interactive Q&A that you did recently, and I saw this posted somewhere. So I think this sort of goes to the rough kind of stage gate, if you like, that Cobra will in fact go through. Of course, there'll be various times on that. So I'll just leave that on the screen for investors to see. You're sort of happy with that? You still agree with all of those steps, do you?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've completed step one, the final bench scale ISR recoveries. We have step two ahead of us. What we've done is we've really de-risked that resource drill out by reanalyzing historic holes, doing the most modelling we can with the information we have. And we're confident we've got a big footprint of mineralisation that we're going out to test and to improve our confidence on in resource drilling. We aim to define and focus on high-grade zones that reanalysis work has defined for us. And whilst we produce those drill samples, we'll be looking at doing further bench scale studies to optimise those recoveries and to firm up what can support economic recoverabilities in that bench scale. We're jumping the processes to produce that in-spec MREC, and we're being able to do that because the grade of that initial bench scale was so high that we have enough rare earths in solution. So it's a huge opportunity, and we're excited with the prospect that we could be the first clay-hosted project in Australia to produce what would be considered an in-specification mixed rare earth carbonate. And look, then it's more field test work on that permeability, which is basically your productivity driver for in-situ recovery. All this work would contribute to a resource definition or a maiden rare earth resource for Boland, and that would inform then a scoping study where we'd be looking to define what we see as being a huge economic opportunity for the company. We believe that we can be in the lowest cost quartile of producers globally, owing to our unique geology with in-situ recovery, and that puts us in a very competitive position. So we're very keen to fast-track our work plan to get to that point.
Good. Well, I like the sound of fast-tracking. So in theory, you'll be at that stage 5 before the end of the year, hopefully, and then
Absolutely.
You can get onto the other steps there. And just on that resource drilling, and a couple of questions. When would you like to get that started, get that going, to get towards getting the resource, the MRE, out? And have you any idea, can you say at all what you would think or hope that might look like?
Look, what I would say is our land position is huge. We're focusing on an initial footprint of 139 square kilometres at Boland alone. And if we get a conversion rate of 60 to 80%, we're looking at a fairly sizable resource. Okay. What, in terms of timing, look, the one thing that we're very conscious of is our stakeholders on the ground, the farmers around Woodner. At the moment, it's their harvest period, and we don't want to interfere with that. So we'll wait patiently for them to complete it, and we look forward to being out in the field over the summer to complete that drilling.
Okay. Good. So an exciting year next year for 2025 for Cobra Resources there, getting that scoping today. That's when investors can really see all the numbers there. And this final question, how does this all fit into sort of a bigger picture here in terms of the rare earth prices at the moment? I know they've been coming off, but I think they've started to come back a little bit. I mean, are you bigger picture hoping to attract offers here, or do you intend to take it into production?
Well, look, Mark, I think we'll look at what the best opportunities are for Cobra. We've got a lot more value to be able to extract out of this story yet. 14 months ago, we were still conceptualising what this opportunity may represent. But look, I think the key component for us is in-situ recovery bypasses the challenges of mining and handling and processing clay ore. And we see ionic clays as being a large opportunity for low-cost production, but being able to scale clay handling is incredibly challenging. Just ask any gold miner that has oxide ore. It's not easy. So we saw that as being a significant opportunity, and we're really working to capitalise on it because in-situ recovery just really simplifies and mitigates a lot of those risks and challenges associated with handling clay ores. And because of our unique geology, it really puts us in a very good position to be able to, at a very low capital cost, produce a significant quantity of heavy rare earths, which are obviously strategically important for the energy transition, and provide some diversity of supply. What is important is we need to be cost competitive with the lowest cost producers, and we think that in-situ recovery will enable us to do that. And the reason why I'm confident in saying that, Mark, is we look at the uranium industry and the lowest cost quartile is dominated by in-situ recovery miners. So we're applying a proven method from a different commodity to the rare earths. So it's a very exciting opportunity for the company.
And when do you think you might get some market recognition for what you're doing here and how sharing the excitement of what you and the team are feeling? Do you think it comes at scoping study throughout the course of next year, or do you think the MREC in a few weeks' time will help wave the flag a bit more for Cobra?
Look, I think, Mark, very interesting question. I think we have taken probably a slightly unorthodox approach in defining what our opportunity is. The reason why we've done that is we've really wanted to de-risk our investment rationale. So we've focused on metallurgy first before defining a resource. Because in clay projects and rare earth projects, that's where a lot of projects come unstuck. And if we feel like with the bench scale studies and the results that we've just released, we've de-risked a significant portion of this project, and now we're ready to go and define that scalable resource. And I think there's a lot of value for us to gain as we work through that program.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time, Rupert Vercoe, the CEO of Cobra Resources.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like, or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.